Disclaimer, I will be definitely pronouncing a lot of these names wrong, so you have been forewarned. Hello everyone, it's time for History Time 5. Today we're heading over to Southeast Asia to explore the Empire of Brunei. If you can't guess where the Brunei Empire was, you either don't know where the country of Brunei is, or didn't even know that there is a country named Brunei. The Brunei Empire was obviously based in Brunei, but also took up most of the coastline of Borneo and owned parts of the more western islands of modern-day Philippines. History time. It started in Funan, which is pretty much modern-day Cambodia, but the Khmer Empire was invading, so refugees and renegades from Funan somehow ended up on Borneo Island. When the first Arab explorers arrived, they called this new land Cameroon by the name of its founder. This eventually changed and became Brunei. This kingdom was short-lived, however, because the Srivijaya Empire had fallen and they had all fled to Borneo, pushing out the people from Funan. This led the people from Funan to go to the interior of the island. In 977, a Chinese merchant of Arab descent named Firuz Shah arrived in Brunei for trade. When he was about to leave, the king requested that he escort his envoy to the Chinese emperor. To ensure that the Chinese emperor received them well, he sent many gifts, including types of fine woods and elephant tusks, as well as a letter. In the letter, it thanked Firuz Shah for helping repair a damaged ship and explained that the envoys were to be representatives from Brunei. It also had a request to inform the Champa government to ensure the safety of Bruneian ships that were blown off course by storms. I'm pretty sure that Champa was early Vietnam. The Bruneians also became a sultanate around this time. Around this time, Brunei's commerce networks were becoming essential to all other countries, including the Europeans, because they were a major stop on the maritime Silk Road. At some point in the 14th century, Brunei might have become a vassal of Java. They had to pay tribute of 40, it's like a measurement, like Chinese measurement called a katis with camphor, which is like this waxy, colorless thing from a tree that has a strong aroma. Soon after, the city of Malacca fell to the Portuguese, and if you don't know where that is, it borders Singapore, Malaysia, and Indonesia. When the Portuguese came into contact with them, they described Brunei's capital as if it had a stone wall around it. During the 5th Sultan's reign, most of northwest Borneo, Sarawak, and Sabah, and parts of the Sulu archipelago were all under Brunei's control. In parts of the Sulu archipelago, the Bruneians met the Yakan people, who became a trusted naval ally to Brunei because they provided warriors and ships. In the 16th century, Brunei owned more parts of Borneo, like the western coast of the island. Through the marriage of daughters and other things like that, the Bruneians had gained influence over areas like Manila Bay and Luzon. However, in the 17th century, Bruneian nobles and the kings were infighting due to the rising power of the nearby Sultanate of Sulu. This also led to the authority over parts of western Borneo and the Sulu archipelago. Brunei still fought and once against the Sultanate of Sulu and held off the Spanish that had intervened in the Apostate War. However, in 1836, the Bruneians' control over most of northwestern Borneo was lost. Then the British, Spanish, and Americans arrived and took large swaths of land. The Americans did leave, but gave the lands to the British and German empires, not back to the Bruneians. Then in 1888, the Bruneian Empire ended when it became a protectorate of the British. The protectorate did last until 1984 when Brunei fully gained independence. I did not say that the Sultanate of Brunei was dissolved because, fun fact, to this day, Brunei is still a sultanate. Currently the 29th Sultan, who has ruled since October 5th, 1967. And they did become self-governing in 1954, so that's why they had a sultanate since 1967. So the main economy for Brunei was obviously trade and rice cultivation. Another big thing was goat, chicken, and fish farming. And the women were supposedly really good at making fabrics and creating mats and baskets. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, hydrate or dehydrate. See you guys later.